Right now, there are scientists sitting in a room in New Mexico listening, not to music, not to each other, to space. They have been doing this every single day for over 60 years, and so far, silence. But in 2023, a Harvard astrophysicist presented evidence to the US Congress under oath that non-human intelligence may have already been recovered. Not a theory, sworn testimony. So here's the real question nobody is asking. Not, are aliens real? But what actually happens the day we find out they are? The answer will change everything you think you know about religion, governments, money, and what it means to be human. Most people imagine the discovery like a movie. A signal comes in, the president gets a phone call, the world finds out together. That's not how it works. There is an actual document. It's called the Declaration of Principles Concerning Activities Following the Detection of Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Scientists call it the First Contact Protocol. It was written in 1989 and updated in 2010. And it says this: if you detect a confirmed alien signal, you tell no one until a small committee of scientists has verified it. Then, and only then, do you notify governments. The public comes last. The reason is simple. In 1938, Orson Welles broadcast a fake radio drama about an invasion. Thousands of people panicked. They abandoned their homes. They flooded police stations. Some attempted suicide. That was fiction. The real thing would be different in a way that's almost impossible to overstate. The first thing that breaks isn't governments. It isn't militaries, it's religion. Roughly 84% of the human population identifies with a religious faith. Every major religion on earth, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, was built around one central assumption: that humanity is special, that we are the reason this universe exists. A confirmed alien civilization doesn't just challenge that assumption, it demolishes it. In 2008, the Vatican issued a surprising statement. Brother Guy Consolmagno, the Pope's chief astronomer, said, and these are his exact words, "Extraterrestrial intelligence would be our brothers." He said baptizing an alien would be acceptable if it asked him to. But that's one institution preparing quiet. For billions of ordinary people, the psychological impact of knowing we are not alone, that something else is out there, possibly watching, possibly older than our entire civilization. That's not a theological update, that's an existential earthquake. Psychologists call it the overview effect. Astronauts who see Earth from space report a permanent shift in how they see themselves. Their problems feel smaller, their sense of identity expands. Researchers believe confirmation of alien life would trigger a version of this involuntarily in the entire human species at once. Here's the part nobody talks about in the alien conversation: money. In 2021, economist Tyler Cowen at George Mason University modeled what a confirmed alien signal would do to global financial markets. His conclusion was stark. In the short term, chaos. Defense stocks would spike. Religious institutions would hemorrhage donations. Space companies would see the largest single-day gains in stock market history. Insurance companies would face a crisis no actuary had ever modeled for. But the deeper shift is this: the entire foundation of human economics is based on scarcity. We have limited resources, limited energy, limited land. Every war, every trade deal, every empire in history has been built around controlling those scarce things. A civilization capable of reaching us, or even capable of sending a signal across light years, almost certainly solved the energy problem. They may have solved the resource problem. If even a fraction of their technology became available to us, the economic systems we've spent 10,000 years building would become irrelevant overnight. This is why some economists argue the discovery wouldn't create abundance. It would create the worst inequality event in human history. Because whoever controls access to that technology first, one government, one corporation, one country, would hold a power no human institution has ever held before. Here's what keeps the actual scientists up at night. It's not invasion. It's not disease. It's not even the technology gap. Though that gap, by any realistic estimate, would make the distance between a Roman soldier and a nuclear submarine look small. It's the message. In 1974, Earth sent our own signal into space. The Arecibo message, a binary encoded image broadcasting our location, our biology, our mathematics, our solar system. Stephen Hawking spent the last decade of his life warning that this was a mistake. He compared it to the indigenous people of the Americas, putting up a signal fire for the Spanish conquistadors. If aliens visit us, he said, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America. That didn't turn out well for the Native Americans. And Hawking wasn't fringe. His concern is shared by a majority of astronomers who have thought seriously about this. The question isn't whether a civilization advanced enough to reach us would be hostile. The question is simpler and more disturbing. Would they even notice us enough to care? In the same way you might not think twice about the ant colony you walk past every morning, an intelligence millions of years older than ours might not process our existence as something requiring a response either way. We might discover aliens, and then discover that to them, we don't even register. Every civilization on Earth right now is living inside a set of stories. Stories about who we are, why we're here, what matters. Religion, nationality, history, these are the containers we put meaning inside. The day we confirm we are not alone, every one of those containers gets cracked at the same time. Some will shatter, some will hold. What nobody can predict is which ones, or who we become on the other side of knowing. For 300,000 years, we looked up at the same sky your ancestors did, the same stars, and we asked the same question they asked, sitting around fires in the dark. Is anyone else out there? We may be closer to the answer than any generation before us. And the strange thing, the thing worth sitting with, is that we've spent so much time asking the question, almost nobody has prepared for what happens when it's answered.